I'm Richard Pollock. I'm the CEO and founder of Pollock Labs, the makers of EnerC. I'm really honored that you guys are taking some of your precious time to learn a little bit about our product and hear about our really exciting announcement today. But before we do that, I'm going to share a little bit of background about me and why I started this company, why I'm so focused on vitamin C in particular, and why we've had this next evolution in EnerC. So I'm going to take you guys back. I'm going to take you back, and this isn't going to be a long conversation. It's going to seem that way, but I'm going all the way back to when I was 3 years old. I was one of those kids in the home movies, for those of you who remember home movies, that was running around in circles, that super hyperactive kid. I had a slew of developmental disabilities, including ADHD, hyperactivity, dyslexia, some spatial perception problems, and a few other issues. And most notably, it was just my behavior that was causing me a lot of problems. Luckily, instead of putting me on Ritalin, as everybody wanted to do, uncles, aunts, including parents, my grandparents happened to live next door to a fellow by the name of Dr. Abram Hoffer. And many of you may not know that name, but Dr. Hoffer was one of the founders of the Orthomolecular Society. And many notable members of the Orthomolecular Society were Linus Pauling, Erwin Stone, Albert Sensient-Georgi. These were all people who started in the 1970s with the understanding that we could change physiological, psychological issues through diet and supplementation without using pharmaceuticals. So Dr. Hoffer put me on a very strict regimen of megadoses of vitamin C, B vitamins, including niacinamide, B1, B6, B12, as well as a slew of other minerals and vitamins. The other notable thing that he did is he took me off sugar entirely. Now, I was still able to have some fruit sugars, but any refined sugar was removed entirely from my diet. And I lived that way from the time I was 3 years old until I was 12, at which time I started experimenting a little bit with sugar in my diet. But to this day, I do not consume a lot of refined sugar. Sugar is very important with the vitamin C formulation for one specific reason. And that reason is the bioavailability, or the way that we absorb our electrolytes. So we included a very small amount of sugar in our original formulation to ensure that we were getting that electrolyte absorption. However, over the years, and from the day I started this company, I wanted to build a version that was completely sugar-free. The biggest issue with doing that, of course, was really around taste, and then my belief that we could find a way to get the electrolytes to absorb without the sugar. So we'll get into that in a little bit later, but today I'm excited to announce the launch of EnerC's Sugar Free. And with that, it's the first all-natural, non-GMO vitamin C supplement, EnerC as a whole, first and foremost. And that's third-party certified. You may see a lot of non-GMO products out there that claim non-GMO, but my belief is that if you're willing to claim it, you must go out and get third-party certification. And that's why we've worked with NSF to get our third-party certification for all of our EnerC SKUs. And it's part of our brand mission as well. Just to jump a little bit into the company why, is we really started EnerC to for you to be better, do better, and also to disrupt the market as a whole. You know, I believe, and everyone in our company believes, that vitamin C is a really important, and perhaps the most important vitamin we take. People think of vitamin C as strictly for immunity when you have a cold and flu, but it is so much more than that. Many of you will remember the stories of the sailors and the people traveling on the sea would die from scurvy. And you would hear the stories of the bleeding from the teeth and the gums, the eyes. That was cellular breakdown. Vitamin C is so important as the interstitial glue that holds our cells together, that people just don't understand that it is more than just immunity. It holds our cells together. It helps us build our muscle mass. It helps us with our connective tissue. And many of you will be taking vitamin C serums for your skin. Vitamin C is really only efficacious or works when you take it orally. So not only do we have immunity, we have muscle, joint development, we have natural energy that's driven from vitamin C. So vitamin C helps produce energy in the mitochondria. It's also so important with respiration. And there are several studies that show the higher vitamin C serum levels you have in your blood, the better oxygen uptake you have. So it's really important to make vitamin C and EnerC part of your daily ritual for wellness. And that's the main focus at EnerC. So no one really does it better than EnerC, and we do it better for a variety of reasons. We are completely natural. We use only real fruit powders. We use only real food sources. There's no artificial colors. They come from fruits and foods as well. We're certified non-GMO. We have over 24 added essential vitamins and minerals and electrolytes in EnerC for rehydration. And it's really important that in our original formula of EnerC, we only have 5 grams of sugar from non-GMO cane sugar. Very, very important. And that helps with the absorption of the electrolytes. And we're also vegan and gluten-free. So when I started EnerC 6 years ago, it was really important for me to have a sugar-free version because I believe that sugar, although in many cases is necessary, we take too much of it. So how did we offer a next level of EnerC that was completely sugar-free? And really, it took us a long time, but we are the first effervescent vitamin C to be sugar-free on the market today. And we're very proud of that. So it's really important to know just a couple of the sugar facts that I'm going to actually read out here because they are important. Is most of the sugar in North American diets come from beverages. Most people aren't aware of how much sugar comes from sugar-sweetened beverages. If we look at it, the average soda will have over 50 to 60 grams of sugar per drink. And some of the less sugar ones have 30 to 40. So it's important to note that. Regular consumption of sugar-sweetened beverages is associated with obesity, cardiovascular disease, and in some cases, some mental decline. So there are so many issues surrounding sugar, of sugar just being generally unhealthy in large amounts. Sugar does tend to suppress the immunity. 20 teaspoons of sugar a day, that's 2 12-ounce sodas, cause a 50% drop in the ability of white blood cells to engulf bacteria. And further, it also helps that bacteria, the sugar, grow and propagate throughout the body. So we're introducing and really excited to introduce our EnerC sugar-free. Again, we're the first effervescent drink mix to be completely sugar-free, non-GMO, nothing artificial. In both the orange and the berry flavor, these are real fruit powders in both the orange and in the berry. We've colored the orange a little bit with beta carotene. So you'll notice that when you pour the orange in, because orange powder is quite dull in color, we added natural beta carotene to pop up that orange color. We're focusing on that calorie conscious consumer that's really keto focused, that wants no refined sugar whatsoever. And it's really a great option for the people who have diabetes, who need to be really away from sugar. So it's important to note that that keto market, I'm sure you're aware, is accelerating globally at a 5% compounded annual growth rate and continues to grow. So it's a very important point as well. So why we believe you're going to love this is there's nothing fake in EnerC Sugar Free. And it has less than 11 calories. Those calories are coming strictly from the carbohydrates in the real fruit powders. We have 1,000 milligrams of mineral ascorbate vitamin C for immunity. So it has that incredible bioavailable mineral ascorbate. And I'll just stop briefly for a minute and describe what I believe to be the three main sources of vitamin C. There's ascorbic acid that we're all aware of, that is the oldest form of vitamin C and not super bioavailable. So studies have shown that you can take ascorbic acid, but you're really only absorbing 30% of it. An intermediary source of vitamin C is ester C, which is vitamin C with a little bit of calcium ascorbate to, again, help with bioavailability. But we believe the penultimate type of vitamin C is mineral ascorbate. And let me tell you why. All animals produce their own vitamin C, with the exception of human beings, guinea pigs, and fruit bats. The animals that do produce their own vitamin C in their own bodies produce it in the form of mineral ascorbate. And it's really interesting to note that they will produce anywhere from 5,000 to 13,000 milligrams. That's 5 to 13 grams a day, depending on the amount of stress they're under. It's really not anything but an interesting fact that the animals that do produce their own vitamin C happen to live 7 times their age of maturity. This is really speaks to the importance of vitamin C in our biology. Now, if we were to live 7 times our age of maturity, saying that we physically mature at around 20 years old, we would be living to 140 years old. There's no scientific proof, but there is an interesting correlation there between human beings and the other animals that do produce their own vitamin C. The immunity and energy that you get from EnerC and EnerC Sugar Free is coming from all of the minerals, the vitamins, the fact that you're getting that extra hydration. And you are getting the electrolytes if you eat a piece of fruit prior to taking an EnerC Sugar Free, or even if you eat it with your meal, take it with your meal, you'll find that you will get the absorption of those electrolytes. Not in the potentially as good a ratio as you are in EnerC original, but you are still getting that if you do take it with your meal or with a piece of fruit. So you are getting that immunity and that energy as well. So what's in the Sugar Free? So it's Sugar Free contains exactly the same formula as our original EnerC, except we've sweetened it with erythritol and stevia. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that in a minute. But again, as I mentioned, all natural flavors and colors, only 11 calories and 3.86 carbs, and 0 grams of sugar. So why erythritol? So again, this took us such a long time to produce a sugar-free version that was acceptable, because EnerC, after all, is all about taste. And I've, along with the team, have worked so hard to create the best tasting product in the market. We wanted to have something that didn't have any of the stevia aftertaste. As you know, sometimes stevia has a bit of a metallic aftertaste for some of the super tasters out there. And with erythritol, we found that it was really the safest of all natural sugar substitutes. And what do I mean by safest? So you might be familiar with xylitol as well. And with some of these tree alcohol sugars, which is what erythritol is, it can sometimes cause, if you take a lot of it, a little bit of tummy upset. With erythritol, there is no any of that gastrointestinal issue, and it just works wonderfully. So we took the erythritol with a little bit of stevia to create this really natural, non-super sweet tasting product that we call EnerC Sugar Free. It has 0 glycemic impact, and there's no issues, as I said, with stomach intolerance whatsoever. And it's all natural, non-GMO certified, which is something I keep repeating, but it's something we're super proud of. And I'm going to stop while and please leave that slide out. But I wanted to explain to you just really briefly why I'm so proud about the non-GMO piece that we're working with. There are health issues that are continuing to be debated around non-GMO and GMO products. And we do participate in that debate. But the most important reason why we're non-GMO and we're at the forefront of supporting the non-GMO movement is we are doing it for agricultural reasons. We believe that it is morally abhorrent for anyone to own the seeds that come from the land, and particularly for pharmaceutical companies to own patents on those seeds. So therefore, we are strong supporters of the non-GMO movement because no one but Mother Earth should own the seeds of our planet. And we, again, believe that it is so wrong to be patenting seeds that we grow for our food. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of background on why we're so strongly in favor of non-GMO products and removing GMOs from our diets. So in-store marketing material, as you can see there, we've got some beautiful displays. We've got great shelf talkers to call out the sugar-free. And as well, we really believe it's super important for you and your customers to taste this product. Because at the end of the day, tasting is believing. And I cannot emphasize enough how proud I am of this taste. But taste is subjective. And therefore, it's really important for us to get as many of these packets in your hands of our orange and our mixed berry flavor for you to try and your customers to try, so you can understand that what we're saying is actual fact, that we just do taste incredible. So low sugar, not no sugar. So I just want to go back as well to the original formula, and that our original formula is really known for its immune boosting, energy lifting ingredients wrapped into that thirst quenching deliciousness. The electrolytes that we get out of EnerC original with that little bit of sugar is really based on a ratio that affects osmolality. So osmolality is really how much electrolytes you're able to absorb in the body. So with that 5 grams of sugar, you're getting a really good ratio of sugar to minerals and electrolytes for really good bioavailability. So if you want that additional electrolyte boost, we suggest taking our original formula. If you're adverse to sugar or don't want sugar, please take our EnerC sugar-free, give it a try. And if you do want the electrolytes and you're still a little bit hesitant around the sugar, take the EnerC with your meal or eat it with a piece of fruit. That's sort of the difference between our two formulations, and really, I can't stress enough that the ingredients are exactly the same. The bioavailability may just be a little bit different. So our quality real juice, again, it tickles your taste and adds nothing to your waist. So when you're looking for an alternative to any other sugar drink, give our EnerC sugar-free a try. People are switching to EnerC to change up their soda drinks because they're finding it is a really nice treat in the middle of the day to help boost their energy in a really great, low-calorie, healthy daily ritual to keep your immune system and energy at your highest level, allowing you to perform at your best. Thanks very much for your time today. Please feel free to connect with us. You can reach us either through email, through our website, Instagram, Facebook. Visit our YouTube channel for interesting interviews and videos. And feel free to reach out anytime. We built EnerC for you and your customers. And I wanted to thank you very much again for giving me the generosity of your time today to learn a little bit more about our 2 new children, EnerC sugar-free berry and orange. Thanks very much, guys, and have a wonderful rest of your day.